Coach, open the series against San Diego today. Just what are some thoughts?
It's obviously they hit the ball around the field a little bit, scored some runs late in the game to break it open, but just didn't have our best game today all around. Some of that San Diego, they played really well, pitched really well, but it's just you can't play WCC games the way the talent is distributed in this league. It's all tough fights, and if you're not on top of your stuff, the game can get away from you a little bit, and that's kind of what happened. I thought Gabe Barrett pitched well enough to keep us in the game, but didn't have enough of his secondary stuff to keep them off balance, and did as good as he could, kept us in there as long as he could, and then they just got to our bullpen today and they broke it open, and it's hard on our pitchers if we're not going to be producing that much offense to keep the game at 2-1, 3-1, but you just gotta be ready to go from pitch one and have your best stuff to beat teams like this.
Yeah, you mentioned Gabe. Just he was rolling pretty early on in that sixth inning. You throw him out there. He gets a little bit roughed up and they break it open. But, just overall, what did you see out of him? And again, he's trying to keep you guys in the game. But, in that sixth inning, what went wrong?
Yeah, just a ton of fight is what I always see out of him. And today was pretty typical of him. There's no walks. Our whole staff didn't walk anybody today, so that was a plus. But yeah, just we misplayed a ball here and there that led to more pitches being thrown, and I know maybe didn't show in the error box, but some of those balls I think our outfielders are capable of making plays on that we didn't get there today, and that's what I mean. We just did not have our best day out there all around, and when you play teams like them, especially really good teams that are used to winning, you leave some cracks, they can break the door open, and that's kind of what they did there. But Gabe gave us everything he had to keep it where it was.
Cal gave you a good outing against California on Monday. Comes in, pitches 2 1/3 to end the game. Just what do you see out of him?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he threw well for the first inning and a third there, and they got to him late, and we haven't really asked him to get up and down 3 times before, but that was a good spot. He was doing well, and that's kind of his role. Keep the game where it is. Obviously, when he was warming up, it was like 4-1. We were hoping to get him in there with that score, but Mestis got the hit down the opposite field line that kind of busted it open. But at that point, Cal was ready to go and hot, so we just went with him. But putting those zeros up in hopes of a rally, so that's what we were trying to get out of Cal.
San Diego goes up 1-0 in the second. The team rebounds to tie the game in the fourth with Rampin's sac fly. What was the message to the team in those first 4 innings to kind of get back in the game?
Yeah, their guy does a really good job. Mainly throwing fastballs, but it has a lot of movement and a lot of ride up in the zone, and he gets a lot of swing and misses, which we saw early in the game, which, you could watch it all you want on video, but until you're in the box, it's hard to tell the movement on a pitch exactly, and our guys do a really good job of communicating it. And when we got things down in the zone, we did put some good swings on balls late in second time through the order, worked some walks, loaded the bases, just didn't get that one breakthrough hit. If we could split a gap there or do something a little bigger to turn the lineup over, maybe that's our rally that we need. But they were locked down on defense. They didn't give us anything. They didn't fall apart when the bases were loaded. They minimized, and they did what they had to do to keep the game where it was.
Isaiah gets his second home run. Obviously, he goes 1 for 3 with 2 Ks. But where do you like him in the lineup moving forward?
Yeah, we've been juggling some things around. Obviously, the leadoff spot's been an issue. Not an issue. We just try a lot of different things, and nothing's clicked. We did that today because the guys we were talking early in the week, and it was hard to believe, but every T.J. Rogers homer this year has been a solo homer. So we were trying to flip the lineup over, and we did get him up with a guy on second, and multiple times he came up with guys on. So that was good. But Landry, I think, is a 1, 2, 7, 8, 9 type guy that can do some things. Obviously, not his game's not power, but he has power as he showed today. But I was most impressed that he struck out twice. He was a little upset with some of the way the calls were going against him, and he dug in and was still able to hit a homer to start at bat. And that's what we need. We need to just get over it fast and move on to the next pitch, and that's what it takes to win against top-level competition, which our conference provides every weekend.
Top of the order struggled hit list today. Just what needs to be done offensively? What adjustments need to be made offensively to get those guys rolling?
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought TJ swung at the right pitches. I thought Harry's had some good swings, worked a walk. I don't know. We got to figure out what we see there and what we can do to move it around, maybe jumble some guys around. But, hey, they're good. 2 of their best arms went today, so we're not going to overreact to what those guys have been doing to a lot of teams. I think people were hitting 150 against DeShriver coming into the game, so we just didn't do anything different than anyone else has done against him. I wish we did, but they did a good job and they pitched with a lead, and that's they got out of the gates on us. It's easier to pitch from in front.
Looking forward to tomorrow for game 2. Just what's the message to the team entering tomorrow?
We've been in this boat a couple times. I mean, you couldn't lose a tougher game than we lost game 1 last weekend, and was really proud of the way we bounced back the next day. But the message is always the same. We can't carry a win from the day before or a loss from the day before. It has no effect on the next day's game unless you allow it. So that's for the good or the bad. So we'll see. But it's a morning game with the weather, and things can still change with that. So we just got to be ready to play baseball and bounce back.
Okay. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.